Guys, welcome back, and we are back to working on the transporter. Now, just a quick recap. Last week I pulled up the floor to find the whole floor covered in bitumen or whatever it was, and I cleaned it and I drilled 4 holes in total. And here are those holes. I've put a little bit of primer on them just to sort of cover any bare metal, but other than that, everything is exactly how it was last week. Got the 4 holes at the front, no holes at the back. These still need to be drilled. The differences is that it's not as cold this week. It's much more mild, so I'm not going to get as cold as quickly, but I've started much later in the day. It's going to get dark very soon, so I need to crack on. So in order to save a little bit of time, I have already removed all the under trays. I didn't think you wanted to see the tedious job of just unbolting all of these. Can't even see what I'm trying to show you. So I've got rid of all the plastics. They start right at the back of the van here, all the way to sort of where the rear suspension mounts the bodywork there. So as much as I want to go underneath and bolt these in, I think I should start off by drilling the other holes first. I'm not actually 100% sure how I'm going to put those support brackets on, because I think they're for different parts of this van. So I'll drill the holes first, and then I'll scoot underneath, and hopefully I can get all the bolts on and everything's nice and secure. And we'll go from there. I think it's going to be too dark for the seatbelts tonight, but we'll try. We'll try. Guys, those other 4 holes are now drilled. So I now have all the holes drilled that I need. I'll put a little bit of primer on to try and protect the metal. I missed a little bit there, so I'm going to put a bit more on. I can see it just glinting away. You can see that. And I am running out of light rapidly, hence using a little camera light to light what I'm doing. And I've still got to bolt these on. So I better do that next. Although I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'll show you. So laying on your back, looking up through the bottom of the van, you can just about see the 2 holes. Now these 2 holes are for the front plates, for the front 2 brackets. And they are inside the chassis, the sort of structure that supports the rear suspension. So I'm happy that I don't need any sort of structural bracing for these. They're on pretty solid metal. These, however, these are the holes for the back 2. Now this one here looks like it's on a pretty sizable piece of metal, and I'm quite happy with it. Maybe not that one over there, but the front ones, I don't know. They are on double skin. They're not just single skin through to the floor. But I would like a strengthening plate here. And I don't know how this is going to work, because my brackets aren't really designed to fit on this cross beam here. I'll show you what I mean. So this is the bracket that I bought, expecting it to sort of go along the chassis leg a bit more like that. I didn't expect it to sort of be sideways. And obviously it lines up, so I could still use it. But it seems like a bit of a waste, because this side isn't really doing anything. I suppose I could cut it down the middle. I might do that. I might cut this down the middle and use that as my support bracket for this rear piece. And then maybe if it fits on the front, I'll do it there too. So yeah, I think that's my plan. Let's crack on. So I could not find any metal cutting tools, so that's the end of that. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait until tomorrow. So just for now, all I've done is I've put all the bolts in, I've snugged them up, kind of loose. All I want to do is click the seat into position, and then I can fully tighten the front two, and the back two I'll probably just leave as they are for now. Maybe snug them up a little more to make sure I don't lose the nuts. And then tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, when I've managed to cut these in half and mount them underneath as supports for the rear of the seats, I'll bolt them up properly. But just for now, I want to get them in the right position, and I want to sit in these seats in this van for the first time. So that's my goal, and before I stop work in this, and how dark it is outside now. So let's do it.
Here now, go.
Oh my god. Hey, I see what. It's alright, I like this. This is alright. This feels luxury, doesn't it? Look at all this legroom.
Chef air.
I've still got loads of room back there. Loads of room. Oh. Check it out, guys. The seats are in. They're not fully bolted in because I still want to do those plates. I still want to make sure that it's all structurally done underneath, but everything lines up, everything clicks into place. I'm over the moon. It's hard to show you on video just how much space there is between the front seats and the back seats. This is huge. I mean, stretched out fully with my feet, I can't even reach this. So it's a lovely, lovely place to be, to be honest. Really nice place to sit. And in the back here, I've still got room for my toolbox, I've still got room for tools, I've still got room to store things, sort of little things that I wanna just keep in the van with me. And if I ever need to take something big, I just unclip the seats and off I go. So that is going to be that for tonight, guys. I'm not going to do any more. It's getting pretty dark now and I'm struggling to see. You're struggling to see. So I'm going to pick this up hopefully tomorrow. Let's see how we get on. I'll catch you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. It's the next day and I've gone and got myself something to cut metal with. I went and picked up an angle grinder and I've already cut this bracket in half just to make sure that everything's good before I start filming stuff. So we'll do another one and then I'll get underneath and I'll start getting these in position. And I've got to drill through these two holes and put a rivet in each one to secure everything in place. Oh, and I'm going to have to apologise already. It's already very late in the day. It's going to get dark very soon. And I've got a ton to do. I really want to get these seatbelts in. I don't know if it's going to happen. I might try and do it in the evenings, during the week. Maybe try and film it. But we'll see, we'll see. First things first, get these brackets on. that palaver just to do 2 tiny little cuts. Don't get me wrong, like I'm going to need the angle grinder for other things around the van, but yeah, all that just for that. Let's get them on. So the nuts aren't tight, it's riveted into the chassis leg, nice and strong. Now I just got to do that another 3 times, once for here, once for here, and I can't do it here, but it's just not going to work. So, but it's going through the strong mounting for the spare wheel, so you know I'm happy with that one. So yeah, let's I'm just going to buzz through this and then we'll get back to it. Right guys, brackets are on, seats are secure, everything riveted in place, love it. Rapidly losing light. So the next thing to tackle is the seat belts. I am going to refit the plastics, but I mean, you guys don't need to see that. I'll do that. I'll do that when it's got dark and I've finished filming for the night. So I'll do that last. They will go back on. But first of all, let's see if I can get these seatbelts in. But I've got a little bit of a question for you guys. Maybe you can help me? So these seats came with the brackets and also the seatbelts, which is fantastic. They came straight out of a T5 and I'm mounting them exactly where they were removed from. As far as I know, where they were removed from the other T5. Now, it came with, the bolts are already in place for both of the ratchet part of the seat belt, and it also has 4 other bolts. Now, I'm pretty confident that this bolt that does not have a shoulder on it goes here. Okay? Equally, this one goes in there. Now these 2 bolts are very confusing. This one has a small shoulder on it and a washer, which makes sense to go at the bottom of the seat belt because it's got to rotate when you're putting your seat belt on and off. It's got to rotate. And then there's this one. Now I don't understand why it will work exactly the same way, except that it is spaced out. It's going to be spaced out like, I don't know, what's that, 20 mil? So we spaced out 20 mil further away from the mounting location on the side of the van. Now, that gap there and that gap there are the same. So I don't understand why it needs to stand out more on one side than the other. Maybe someone can answer this for me, because I ain't got a clue. I don't know which side that's even meant to go on. I wasn't there when these seats were removed. I just picked up the parts. So, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. Someone please put in the comments, tell me why, or tell me that I need to order new bolts, because for now, no one's sitting in these seats yet. For now, those bolts are going in. But anyway, let's try and get these seatbelts in before I lose all light and it's completely pitch black. Alright guys, to get to where the seatbelts mount, I've got to take this panel off. Now, I don't know if you ever had experience with these little screw things, but they're the world's most annoying little things to try and remove. I found the easiest way is a screw in a pair of mole grips. You just twist it in, and out it comes. Doesn't take too long. So here, and this little divot here is where the seat belt, where the bottom of the seat belt mounts.
It's also double skin, it's nice and strong. So just pop that on there and put your bolt back in. Now the next problem is this hole here, which is going to be our top mount for the seat belt. But as you can see, it's not quite big enough for our bolt. So we've got to open it up a little bit. And then we have another thing to deal with. So let me open that hole up and then I'll show you what I'm on about. Okay, so with the hole opened up, now the problem is getting the bracket to line up behind. There's only one way to do this, and that is with a massive cable tie. I mean, people use wire and string and all sorts, but I think the cable tie method probably the best. So just push it through, we bring it out of this. We bring it out of this slot here, and then you just make sure that we're going to be pulling it so that when it comes round, it's going to end up in the right place. This is meant to come round and then set up like this over the top. So we want it to be going round like this. I'll just tie a little knot in the end of this. Okay. Alright, so the battery very conveniently died in the middle of doing that, which is probably a good thing. Use wire or rope. Don't use a cable tie. It's taken a lot of work. But yeah, it's in place. The bracket's behind there. I've got two rivets holding it in place. I know I would prefer them even, but there was already a little hole here from the old wood cladding that was on the side of this van, so I just reused it. But right, let's get the top seat belt in and put the bottom bolt in for the seat belt, and then we actually have a working seat belt fully fitted. One seatbelt completed. And I feel very safe back here. Right, now on to the bad news. While I was drilling out the holes for the rivets to go in for that top bracket, I snapped my only 3mm drill bit. Luckily, I'd have gone through and it just snapped as it sort of tweaked in. So, you know, that's in and secure, but I don't have another one in order to do this side. So because of that, I've kind of hit a wall. I can't move forward anymore in installing these seats. I'm over the moon that that side's in. I still need to cut a hole in the wood panel to feed the seatbelt through. This side, again, shouldn't be too challenging. The hardest bit is just getting that bracket wiggled into the right position, and don't use a cable tie. So yeah, I'm going to call it here, guys. It's getting quite late, I'm quite hungry. It's absolutely pitch black here, and I'm sure I'm annoying the neighbours. So over the moon, seats are in, one seat belt's in. I mean, we've got a middle seat belt, so you know, 2 people could sit in here legally, even though they wouldn't want to because there's no windows. But I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Please like, subscribe. You know, I've still got so much to do to the inside of this van. There's going to be so many videos coming out on how I get on and what I'm up to. I'm going to try and do every single week, but you know, I can't always promise that. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.